I've got a video full of ideas on how to use these pattern blocks. Hey you guys, it's Christina with the Purple Alphabet, and yesterday I gave a review on 2 different pattern block sets. So if you want to go back and check that out, I'll link it down below. But basically I did a review on 2 different Melissa and Doug sets. I'm going to use this one today to show you some activities that you can do for pattern blocks. Now it's important to me to show you activities for all different age ranges. I'm going to start with the easiest ones and work our way up to the more difficult ones. Obviously you can use these sets with the cards that come with each kit. That works just fine, but if you want to mix it up a little bit and get a little creative, you might want to try some of these. So the easiest one I have is color matching. These are pieces of felt that I've used with some buttons that I have in rainbow colors. This is the simplest activity of just matching the correct color to the correct piece of fabric. If you don't have felt or fabric, you can always use construction paper. So it's just a simple color match of matching up the correct color to the correct swatch. If color sorting becomes too easy, you can also do patterns where you place the different shapes out. Triangle, diamond, triangle, diamond. What comes next? It's the triangle. And this can be done in so many different ways and so many different patterns, and you can make them harder or as easy as you need to. Next is simple graphing, where I'm going to take one of these cards, and once they've done the activity, like maybe they went ahead and put all of the pieces onto the board, you can introduce a graph. This is one I just made crudely on a piece of paper with the numbers going up the side and then each of the shapes down here on the bottom. And what they're going to do is count how many of each shape they use. So they use one of the red here, so they'd color in 1 on their chart. They'd count that they use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the blue squares, and then they'd go up 7 as well. Just a really nice intro to graphing, and it's also great for counting. Next is an activity inspired from Pinterest, where I just kind of took a sheet of paper and outlined my hexagon here, and it's how many different ways can you fill in the hexagon using the shapes. So I'll start with that one, and then it's taking the other shapes and seeing how many different configurations I can do. And this one is a really great logic game to work on too. On the back side of this piece of paper, I have something kind of similar where I put one hexagon here and then each one of the shapes over here. And this one involves counting, so they would take their shapes and then document how many of each shape over here and writing the number in. What you may want to use is one of those reusable dry erase pockets for this one, where you can just put in the sheet and you can redo the activity over and over again. So you'd fill in the hexagon, count the shape, and put it in the correct spot. I need some new markers. So once you're done, then you would erase and you can start over. And probably one of the more difficult ones I have is an intro to fractions. This came from a pin from teacherblogspot.com. So I put it again in that dry erase sheet or a sheet protector if you don't have one of these from the Dollar Tree. And then you place the pieces accordingly. So there's a hole. And then once you have these kind of charted out, you can come down here to the bottom half and do equivalent. So working on fractions of which fractions are equivalent. So for instance, if I take 4 of these triangles, I can write this is 4/6. And I can take 2 of these diamonds and write that this is 2/3. So this is really cool because it's a great visual in learning fractions. I know that the triangles over here are from the 1/6 category, and so I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's where we get our 4. And I know that these diamonds come from the 1/3 category, so I have a third there, and then 2 of them would go on top. So it's just a really good visual, especially if you have visual learners and then just starting fractions and showing equivalent fractions in a very tangible, tactile way. And then once you're done, you can just erase and then start all over and do another equivalent fraction. So I hope you've been inspired to use your pattern blocks in your learning activities. Like I said, I tried to include all different age ranges in which these would work. I hope you've been inspired. Let me know in the comments if you have ideas to use for pattern blocks. I would really love to add some to my list. Click subscribe to see more videos like this and give me a thumbs up to show your love. It's right back into the place, and I can take the container I need as a whole and then put it right back. So grouping like items together.